The 2024 WNBA draft was full of tough choices. The atmosphere was electric, with fans eagerly anticipating the future stars of the league. Each team had its own strategy, meticulously planned out over months of scouting and analysis. The stakes were high and the pressure was palpable. Every decision made on this day could shape the future of a franchise for years to come. Teams weighed potential against proven talent. Coaches and managers huddled together, poring over statistics and game footage. They debated the merits of each player, considering not just their skills on the court, but also their fit within the team's existing dynamics. It was a delicate balance, a game of chess where every move had to be carefully calculated. When the Indiana Fever were on the clock, they faced a big decision. The room was tense, the clock ticking down as they deliberated. The Fever had a history of making bold moves, and this draft was no different. They had their eyes on two standout players, each with their own unique strengths and potential. Caitlin Clark and JuJu Watkins were available. Both were exceptional players. Clark, with her sharp shooting and leadership qualities, had already made a name for herself in college basketball. Watkins, on the other hand, was a rising star, known for her athleticism and versatility. The choice was anything but easy. Clark was the known commodity. She had a proven track record, having led the Iowa Hawkeyes to numerous victories. Her ability to perform under pressure was well documented, and she had a loyal following of fans who believed she was destined for greatness in the WNBA. She had dominated in college, her stats were impressive, and her highlight reels were filled with clutch shots and game-winning plays. She was a player who could change the course of a game single-handedly, and that kind of talent was hard to pass up. Watkins was more of a mystery. She was younger, with less experience at the collegiate level, but her potential was undeniable. Scouts had been raving about her raw talent and athleticism. She had the kind of explosive play that could electrify a crowd and turn a game on its head. She had the higher ceiling, but also a higher risk. The question was whether the Fever were willing to gamble on potential over proven performance. It was a classic dilemma in the world of sports: play it safe with a known star, or take a chance on a player who could become the next big thing. The Fever went with Clark. It was a decision that was met with both excitement and scrutiny. Some praised the choice, believing that Clark's experience and skill set would make an immediate impact. Others wondered if the team had missed an opportunity by not taking a chance on Watkins. Was it the right call? Analysts and commentators debated the decision, each bringing their own perspectives and insights. Fans took to social media, expressing their opinions and speculating about the future. The draft had ended, but the conversation was just beginning. Only time will tell, but early signs point to yes. Clark quickly adapted to the professional level, showcasing the skills that had made her a standout in college. The Fever's gamble seemed to be paying off, and fans were hopeful that this was just the beginning of a new era for the team. Caitlin Clark didn't disappoint in her rookie season. She came out firing, she broke records, she led the league in assists. Clark showed she was the real deal. She lived up to the hype and then some. Her impact was immediate. She became the face of the franchise. Clark is a star in the making. She has the potential to be one of the WNBA's all-time greats. The arrival of Caitlin Clark energized the Indiana Fever. Ticket sales went up. Fans were excited. They wanted to see this young star play. Her impact went beyond the box score. She made her teammates better. Her passing ability created easy baskets. Clark's energy was contagious. She brought a winning attitude to the team. The Fever are still a work in progress. However, Clark's presence makes them a team to watch. Both Caitlin Clark and JuJu Watkins were stars in college. They put up big numbers, they won awards, they were the best players on their teams. But the WNBA is a different level. It's a faster, more physical game. Not all college stars make a smooth transition. Clark has shown she can handle it. She's adapted her game. She's playing against the best players in the world. Watkins is still unproven at this level. She has a lot to learn. JuJu Watkins, potential versus performance. JuJu Watkins has all the tools to be a great player. She's athletic, she's got a good shot, she can defend multiple positions, but potential only gets you so far. Watkins needs to put it all together. She's shown flashes of brilliance, but she's also been inconsistent. She disappears for stretches. Her decision-making can be questionable. The jury is still out on Watkins. She has a lot to prove. Defense wins championships? Not always. One of the main criticisms of Caitlin Clark is her defense. Critics argue that her defensive skills are not up to par with her offensive prowess. They point out that while she is a phenomenal scorer, her defensive game leaves much to be desired. This has led to a lot of debate among basketball analysts and fans alike. Is her defense really that much of a liability, or is it being blown out of proportion? Some say she's a liability. They argue that her defensive shortcomings can be a significant disadvantage for her team, especially in high-stakes games. Coaches and analysts often discuss how her lack of defensive skills could be exploited by opponents. This has been a recurring topic in pre-game and post-game analyses, where experts dissect her performance on both ends of the court. They point to her lack of lateral quickness. This is often highlighted as a major weakness in her game. Lateral quickness is crucial for a defender to stay in front of their opponent, and critics argue that Clark struggles in this area. They believe that her inability to move quickly from side to side makes her an easy target for offensive players who are quick on their feet. They say she gets beat off the dribble too easily. This is another point of contention. Opponents often exploit this weakness by driving past her, making it difficult for her team to maintain a solid defensive front. This has been evident in several games where her defensive lapses have led to easy baskets for the opposing team. But defense is a team effort. It's not just about one player's ability to shut down their opponent. Basketball is a team sport, and effective defense requires coordination and communication among all players on the court. A single player's defensive shortcomings can be mitigated by a well-organized team defense. Clark doesn't have to shut down her opponent one-on-one. She has the support of her teammates who can help cover for her weaknesses. This is a crucial aspect of team defense that often gets overlooked. When players work together, they can compensate for each other's deficiencies and create a more formidable defensive unit. She has teammates who can help. This is where the concept of help defense comes into play. When Clark is beaten off the dribble, her teammates can step in to provide support and prevent the opposing player from scoring easily. This kind of teamwork is essential for any successful basketball team, and let's not forget about her offense. While her defense may be a topic of debate, there's no denying her offensive capabilities. Clark is one of the most prolific scorers in the game, and her ability to put points on the board is invaluable to her team. Her offensive skills often overshadow her defensive shortcomings. She can score at will. Her scoring ability is what makes her such a valuable player. She can create her own shot, score from long range, and drive to the basket with ease. This makes her a constant threat on the offensive end, forcing opponents to focus their defensive efforts on stopping her. She creates open shots for her teammates. Clark's offensive prowess isn't limited to scoring. She is also an excellent passer, capable of finding open teammates and creating scoring opportunities for them. This makes her a dual threat on the court, as she can both score and facilitate for her team. Good offense can make up for a lot of defensive deficiencies. In basketball, a strong offensive game can often compensate for weaknesses on the defensive end. Clark's ability to score and create for her teammates makes her an invaluable asset, even if her defense isn't her strongest suit. Ultimately, basketball is about outscoring your opponent, and Clark excels in that regard. The all-around game fallacy. Some argue that JuJu Watkins has a more well-rounded game than Caitlin Clark. They believe that her versatility on the court makes her a more valuable player overall. They say she's a better defender and rebounder. Her ability to guard multiple positions and secure rebounds is often highlighted as a key strength. They point to her athleticism. JuJu's speed, agility, and vertical leap are frequently cited as reasons why she stands out on the court. They say she can impact the game in more ways. From making crucial passes to blocking shots, her contributions are seen as multifaceted. But basketball is about putting the ball in the basket. At the end of the day, the primary objective of the game is to score more points than the opponent. And nobody does that better than Caitlin Clark. She's a scoring machine. Caitlin's ability to consistently put up high numbers is unparalleled. She makes her teammates better. Her vision and passing skills create opportunities for her teammates, making the entire team more effective. She's a difference maker on the offensive end. Whether it's driving to the basket or hitting a three-pointer, Caitlin's offensive prowess is undeniable. And that's what matters most. In the end, the ability to score and create scoring opportunities is what often determines the outcome of the game. While a well-rounded game is valuable, the impact of a prolific scorer like Caitlin Clark cannot be overstated. Her scoring ability, combined with her knack for making her teammates better, makes her an invaluable asset to any team. So while the debate about the all-around game continues, it's clear that in basketball, putting points on the board is the ultimate goal. Accolades speak louder than hype. Caitlin Clark's trophy case is already overflowing. She won every major award in college. She was a national champion. She was the consensus National Player of the Year. She's already an all-star in the WNBA. These awards aren't given out for nothing. They're a testament to her talent and hard work. JuJu Watkins has potential, but potential doesn't win championships. Clark has the hardware to back up her game. The future is bright in Indiana. The Indiana Fever made the right choice drafting Caitlin Clark. She's a generational talent. She's a franchise player. She's already a star in the WNBA. The Fever are building something special. Clark is the centerpiece. The future is bright in Indiana. The Fever are back, and Caitlin Clark is leading the way.